Today we're going to take a look at double negatives. A double negative is when two negative words are used together in the same sentence. If the two negative words are talking about the same thing, they cancel each other out, so the message becomes positive. This is confusing and it is a major mistake in our communication. Examples of negative words would be no, not, none, no one, nothing, nowhere, neither, nobody, never, barely, and scarcely, to name a few. Negative verbs would be doesn't, isn't, wasn't, wouldn't, couldn't, shouldn't, won't, can't, don't, didn't, and hadn't. If any two of the above words are combined in the same idea, the sentence will be positive, the opposite of what you intended. So negative plus negative equals positive. So only use one negative word in a sentence when you want to say that something is negative. You can correct a double negative by removing one of the negatives or by replacing it with an affirmative word like ever, always, something, any, all, one, or some. Here's an incorrect sentence. I don't have nothing to read. The double negatives are don't and nothing. To correct the sentence, I would say, I have nothing to read, or I don't have anything to read. Let's take a look at this sentence. I didn't give him nothing. The double negatives are didn't and nothing. To correct the sentence, I would say, I didn't give him anything. Here's another incorrectly written sentence. Can you speak louder? I can't barely hear you. The double negatives are can't and barely. To correct the sentence, I would say, I can barely hear you, or I can't hear you. Here's another example. I promise I never told nobody. The double negatives are never and nobody. To correct the sentence, I would say, I promise I never told anybody. Let's look at this example. She wouldn't hardly understand how to solve the problem. Think about what the double negatives might be. The answer is wouldn't and hardly. How would you go about correcting the sentence? Did you come up with one of the answer choices? She would hardly understand how to solve the problem, or she wouldn't understand how to solve the problem. Either one works. And the final incorrect example, I don't want no ice cream with my cake. What are the double negatives in this sentence? If you said don't and no, you are correct. Think about how you would rewrite the sentence. I don't want any ice cream with my cake would be an answer choice.